Hey there folks, welcome back to the Dammâseq Campaign. Last time, as I frantically ended the episode just before the timer hit its maximum, I do want to keep these episodes between 55 and 60 minutes if possible, we went to war with Tyr, and so far things have gone pretty well. Their army's been roaming around but not really interfering with us, so we have, even our smaller army is larger than any army they've ever seen, so I think we're perfectly fine at the minute. Our goal at the minute is a pretty meager victory over here. We do have some uncolonized terrain, but mostly it's to get to Megiddo and get control of the Israel province, which is going to help us in our goal of taking over Jordan Rift Valley. There's a bit of stuff left over down here for us to work on, including places like Rabat Ammon, and unfortunately Jaffa we'll have to fight at some point. But for now, the Tyr war is pretty minimal. I may also try to make them release people just to further cause chaos up here. But even at their current level, I'm really not that scared of Tyr, so I think we're fine just to keep going. Alright. Good rolls over here. That's always handy. And yeah, and we may not be able to control whether sacks happen on these cities. I'll probably not keep all these places as cities anyways, although I don't have a lot of room in my tyranny at the minute to delete cities, so unfortunately we'll just have to hold on to them temporarily. But whatever the case. Siege of Israel is 1. That's a pretty good progression, given that that was a level 2 fort. Alright, yeah, this force here can't dislodge these guys, especially not with Ugarit present, or the Ugarit mercenaries present, I should say. So this should be perfectly fine. Oratory advances. Nice. Okay, now it's just religious advances, and so we're going to get another civ tech, or another 2 civ techs, rather, in October of 869. And I'll probably get palatial, but I'm not sure yet. We'll come back to that later. Right, we're making our way towards standardized provisioning for reduced fort maintenance. So supply limit plus 5%. With our huge armies we have now, the supply limit bonuses are actually pretty handy. So I'm pretty happy to see that. Alright, knowledge of the weather, climate, and seasonal patterns is vital when raising armies and waging war. By paying attention to these signs, we can better prepare our forces. Alright, we're almost to standardized provisioning for reduced fort maintenance. That's going to be worth a lot once we get there. But whatever the case. Yeah, this is all located. And then while I'm paused, actually, let me go back over to my core. No, my core down here. Okay, the city at Marba is finished. Let me actually get Marba fortified as well. We are going to go over our fort limit. Also, I forgot to do this earlier because we were starting the war, but let me trade for grain over here. From Ugarit. Okay, and then on the monthly tick we'll see what effect that has, and if we can change it over to the other policy. Oh? Okay, this is a slightly larger force. They have some mercenaries present. Okay, the 13 marshal on the mercenary leader is a little concerning. Well, actually, I can't buy him off. Interesting. That's a lot of gold to buy this guy off. This would be the safest option would be to cancel the fort I just started and buy this guy off. But I think I'll probably win, even with... because they're not at full morale. I think their levies at full morale, but that their mercs aren't at full morale. Now, my ally also isn't at full morale, but my numbers is their combined... it's more than their combined numbers, and I am at full morale. So I think we let this fight happen and just kind of see what happens. Or they just don't take the fight? Okay, never mind. I don't know what that was about, but that was pretty weird. Yeah, they're sort of not committing to it, which is fine by me, because I'm about to get what I need from this war. Alright, perfect. Alright, so this is the peace deal we want, I believe. Yeah. They don't own any more territory in Jordan Rift Valley, so I think this is the peace deal we want. It's not very expensive, and then incidentally, for nations that they could release, I need to look at it through the peace deal map mode. Release nations. Okay, up there. I mean, that's Phoenician territory, so I guess it would make. But we give it. This gives us a treaty with them, a truce with them for a long time. This might be a little bit more what I'm looking for. This really diminishes their presence in Phoenicia. Making them release Sidon would... I mean, this doesn't really, like, weaken them necessarily too much. Alright, can I see some cultural thing? Actually, it kind of does weaken them a lot. That's a lot of Tyrians living up here. Yeah, Sidon takes a bunch of Tyrian territory with it. Not that I care a lot about weakening Tyr, but it would be handy, because they are one of the more powerful nations in the area. That being said, Sidon could also, like, do more diplomatic stuff. I think it's probably worth not doing that. Let's just stick to the plan here, not play around. You can head to Akko next. Negates the king. Okay, they did take this fight. Here it is. Okay, we are going to win the fight. Although these guys are coming in. I don't think these guys will turn the tide, numbers-wise, but they do bring in full morale, so that could be dangerous. We can retreat if it comes to it, but I don't think we're going to need to do that, hopefully. Okay, they are going to turn the tide. That's a bummer, but I think we're fine. Let's head back to Sama. Yeah. That's a shame, but we did win the fight. This is a tactical withdrawal, that's what we're going to say. And our much larger army is in the area anyways, so I'm not too concerned about that. We'll come get Akko, and then come up and get Haman, and probably get enough war score from... Maybe get enough war score from that to take Israel. We'll see what happens. Actually, what I should probably do is split these guys apart. And I could do that safely at the minute. Okay. I'm going to send one force up to Haman. I'm going to send you with that force, and then the other two will stay here. Alright. We may just have these guys be separated temporarily, but I think it's important to cover as much ground as we can, especially with this army moving back. Alright, there we go. Lots of slaves for me. Good. Now this place, there's so many forts here that we have to, like, siege down the forts to get stuff, but... to get more tiles, I mean. Although there's no forts down here. Literally no forts down here. I think this army, I think I'm going to actually send, like, a little tiny separate section away. I'm going to split... Actually, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheekily send... who's faster? I think they're all the same speed, right? Archers are slightly faster, army movement-wise. I'm going to send one team of archers, the first levy of Ramtha, is going to have a special mission. There he is. Head over to Dor, and then head down to Samaria, because there's no forts around here at all, so I should be able to get all this territory from just that one guy. And we can do some sacks as well, because this is led by Daniel. Alright, now you... let's see, these guys can't get through Yardena. Yardena blocks them. So I think they're coming to Yardena, is what it looks like. I think these guys, we're going to come down to Zabulon. I think we're going to win the siege race. They may also backtrack to fight me at Zabulon. This force here is more than enough to beat this force, even with the mercs. Actually, where'd the mercs go? Okay, I'm not sure what's going on exactly, but whatever the case, we are fine. Oh yeah, they're going to take this. Do I lose this? Let's see, I'm attacking in the hills. That's not a great start. 1 dice penalty. And then let's see here. 4,000. Actually, they do have more than me. They have 4,100 in total. So let's see, 3,100, 4,100. So they have more numbers. Okay, yeah. So in fairness, they have the martial advantage, they have the numbers advantage, and they have the terrain advantage. Unless I do this. And then, because I'm locked in, so I have to do this fight. And then I talk to this guy, And I buy them off. There we go. Yeah. Alright. You are going to also, I guess, come in if they keep moving. I don't think they're going to keep moving. They are not. So you have full morale right now. So you come down and attack these guys. Hey, hey, hey. And the nice thing, too, is... Alright. You guys come up and grab tier as well, because that's another free one. Yeah, I can disband these mercs once I make use of them here. And I can also restart the fort over here now. Or I can't quite, actually. I have to keep waiting. Battle of Vermont. Good stuff. They're going to keep running away. This merc force, I think I can just disband, in all honesty. I have forces over here just recovering morale. Let's have them recover morale in Yardena, a bit closer to the front. But I think we have a good situation here. Now, one possible downside is these forces will probably run back into their unoccupied core. I think I may want to just slaughter these guys. Also, cruel for Daniel, I think we go for that. So you, rush down here if you can. Alright, I think we're doing good here. And then, 72 for that. I have to keep waiting. Actually, you know what? Before we go much further, we could just take this deal now. Okay, hear me out. Remember when I said that this war was going to be very quick and about only one thing? What if I didn't do that and instead was my standard greedy expansionist self and tried to get more things? I could enter Phoenicia early. And technically this stuff is part of the Canaan territory, so, you know. I could do that, but what would that look like? Well, I'd probably... I think what I might want to do, if I were to do this alternative idea, if they release Sidon... Actually, hold on. So Sidon is there. So Sidon goes as far south as the Tyr province. So Hazor and... what's this place called? Acre? Are both Phoenicia provinces that Sidon wouldn't be raised in. I could have them release Sidon, and then also take just these two sections down here. They would still have a little bit, but they'd be essentially reduced to like a very weak local power with that arrangement. And they'd have stuff down here. So I could leave Tyr to be the small nation that Jaffa defeats easily down in this province, or in this region. That's another option. Interesting possibilities. That being said, I don't know if I'm going to get a Phoenicia mission tree after the Jordan Rift Valley one. I don't even need that though, to be honest. I think we just play it safe. Let's not play around here. I got a lot of war score really quick through some clever movements, but at the minute, there's not really a need to keep going. Really, the danger isn't Tyr beating me in the field, it's my own economy just not being as efficient because I have everybody raised up in the levy. So let me reset this deal. Let's just take a small deal, as we sort of discussed earlier, and go from there. Just give me Israel, and then you can be left in your long, snaky state. You're the inferior long, snaky nation. I think that is the truth of it. Yeah, this is probably what we go for. And then we'll come back for Tyr, or whatever's left up there, after we finish off Jordan Rift Valley. I guess we could make them like a tributary or something. I don't really think we need to do that, though. That's not necessary. And releasing Sidon, we could do this for free, but there might be some value in keeping Tyr in charge of this so it's easier for us to take. Sidon could always ally with somebody unexpected and cause trouble. At least we're sort of familiar with the general geopolitics down here. Like, Tyr and Jaffa just had a war recently, so they're probably not going to team up. So that's good to know. So let's just keep it as it is. Also less AE, although this doesn't really add any AE, so it would be pretty free. Let's just go for this deal. Tyrian Israel to Aram. Alright, the Canaanite regional power of Tyr accepts our generous peace offer. Good stuff. And then we should be able to lower everybody now, except people that are moving. Where's everybody else? Where are these guys? That's everybody. Okay, good, perfect. Alright, and then over here in Use Rail, this is not, we can do some, let me do some quick, actually we can only, there's only one. This is, door looks like uncolonized, but we can, actually we can't do this. We need integrated culture, yeah. So the culture down here is this kind of weird one called the Yizra Elite, which is kind of a weird way for the culture to be called, but they'll eventually just be Dammâseq, so, or Dammâseqi, I mean. So we can't do too much about that. Yizra Elite. Is the culture not Yizra Elite dominant? No, it's a Tyrian dominant. Okay. Alright, whatever. We'll worry about that later. Actually, that being said, dominant provincial culture... Yeah, I may not be able to colonize this for a while, which is annoying. We'll worry about that later. Okay, so over here, building-wise, anything notable? Obviously there's some cities we're going to have to get rid of. Keeping these peacekeepers right now actually isn't a terrible thing. This workshop isn't as helpful. We're getting an extra copy of olives from that, but I guess that's fine. While we have the city here, I guess we'll keep the workshop. And then the fort in Israel, obviously, could go. The question is, where will the capital be in here? Because this entire province is kind of low quality. In terms of distance from Yardena, let's think about that. Well, Israel itself is hills, and I don't really like having cities in hills because of the civ level. Gon-Nur is also hills. Ha-Gilboa is forest, which has similar problems. I guess, let's see. In Ganim might be a good spot. It's the right distance from Yardena. We don't know the other cities we'll have down here later, so I can't exactly plan around that. Alternatively, Nahalal is also the right distance from Yardena, although it's really hard to say, which is one possible downside. Megiddo is too far away from Yardena, so that's not going to work. I mean, I'm probably going to have Akko be one of my cities. Maybe I'd have Kasan be the city, in which case Nahalal might be too close. Let me think about this. Nahalal does have really good coverage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we'll make Nahalal our city, which is, ironically, it's one of the places in this province that isn't currently a city, so that's not ideal. We could make it a city right away, which is interesting. Yeah. First of all, capital goes here. And then who lives here at the minute? It's Tyrians. Yeah, it's just a mix of everybody. Dominant culture is Megadoi. Let me see if we can find them on this list. Where are the Megadoi? Oh my gosh, where are they? Here they are. No. I can't find a colony over here. That's fine. I think I will go ahead and make this a city. Unless is there any other reason I wouldn't want this to be a city? We're so close to good farmland, but this is not in the right province, so... Yeah, I'm not going to do a hills city. So really the options are... Yeah, Megiddo is too far away from Yardena. Yeah, I think Nahalal is the right place. We're not gonna really... We could build a city at Rakat, and Nahalal is also the right distance from Rakat, so I think this is the way to do it. Yeah. Let's get a city going over here, and then we'll fortify it after that. And then we'll destroy these forts. We're going to plan to not be attacked by anyone, which is, of course, something we have no control over. Also, the tyranny situation is not helping here. But yeah, we can't even revoke city status until we can afford five tyrannies. So this place will just have to have a bunch of cities for now. I will probably want to extend my Yardena road up to Nahalol, but I can't do it quite yet. We'll just have to keep waiting. Alright, and then over in Yabrudu, let me check now. How much food do you have? 2.27. Can we switch this off to something else? Get more tyranny from that as well, so this is going to be expensive if we have to switch it back. Let me think about this. 2.27, 11%. I think we should be okay to switch this now. To... Oh my god, yes, okay. I guess on the monthly ticket it'll update, so we'll see. But whatever the case. Then policy-wise, this place over here, I'm going to put it onto assimilation. That's fine. Alright. Trade with more people. We are looking good. And I can restart the fort over here as well. Perfect. Okay. That was that. And then up here... we don't have enough food. So with 2 grain, we don't have enough food? Are you kidding me? That's 10 food per month. How much food are you guys eating? Okay, well... that's really not great. But I think this loyalty is with the food, like, malice. Is that right? Am I gaining loyalty with the starvation taken into account? Oh my god. Let me give it another month. If I can... This place can be in starvation permanently as long as it's loyal. That's all I care about on the planet, is that Yabrudu is loyal. So if I can keep it loyal... Like I've said before, the starvation actually helps its role as a defensive province, so... We shall see what ends up happening over there. Oh man, I really want to lose some tyranny, but I keep spending things that give me tyranny. It's so irritating. Yeah, wow. It is actually stable and increasing in loyalty right now. That is a surprise. I may raise the Herman levy again in a few months just to go over and give it another round of king appearances, or what do you call it? Also 10k manpower, 10.6k manpower. Pretty good. Alright. And then the Jordan Rift Valley cohort size is almost enough to build its own roads, but I may need to send my proper levy down to do it for them with the 10 cohorts. It won't take too long, honestly. We can road up all the way to Nahalol, but let me do the Anabasis thing first. Yeah, I think we can maintain this in starvation/loyalty, which is what I wanted initially, so works for me. Being on harsh treatment, the reduced output, again, like, we're getting less money from the slaves here, but this is mostly about getting copies of gold, not the output from the slaves directly. So as long as I'm getting the 2 copies of gold, it's worth it to continually ravage this province forever. Maybe that's why the Yabrudu tag hates me so much. I keep, like, desecrating their homeland. Oh well. Alright. Let's just, spend some of our PI. Send these guys over. It only takes about half a month now to make this move, which is great. We are in control. What? What is this? Because of our superior strength... Oh, Ugarit has a civil war. That's what this is. Ugarit just made us the war leader in their civil war against the mouth of the Orontes. Yeah, that's what's going on, because we're Ugarit's overlord. Yeah, this is a civil war. Come on, Ugarit. What are you doing? I guess we raised our levy, so we could go up. This would be a very easy war to fight. It would just take us so long to get up there. Or we'll worry about that later. We have stuff to worry about for now. Let's go ahead and do this. That is totally worth it. Okay, we're actually gonna get up to 33 and be loyal again kind of soon. If I'm able to, once I get back up to loyalty, I'm going to build those food buildings ASAP. When I took this province and I destroyed all those food buildings, that was like the greatest micro mistake in the history of mankind. I can't believe I did that. I did not think I'd have this many food problems now that the Bronze Age famine was over, but no, this terrain is just so barren. No food here at all. Alright, Ugarit's armies are also like way down here and super out of position, so they can't really react to this very easily. I'm actually just going to do this. So first of all, you guys come down here, and then we're going to road over to Nahulul, and then we'll lower these guys. And then I'm going to raise the Kadesh levy and have them deal with the Ugarit rebellion. They are more than enough, and now that I have access, I can get there easily. I could have raised them actually one location higher up, but that's fine, whatever. Alright, come on over. Actually, I guess we have to go through Ugarit, because actually, no, we're not going to be Black Plague, because we have access, so we can just go like that. Okay, that is fine. Also, we can now do this to lose AE. There we go. Finally, we can have a use for that. Good stuff. There we go. Religious advances, more omen power. Perfect. Alright, this is going to be worth a lot of money. Also, let me turn off my fort maintenance. But even with fort maintenance turned off, 7.47. Ensuring our fortifications and their garrisons are well stocked, are repaired, and manned with only the most necessary personnel will keep the maintenance costs down. And this takes us to 6.62. That is a noticeable boost to that. Okay. Now, civ advances. Now that we've built all of our roads, and we have a bit more, we haven't built all of our roads, but we've built our core road network that took the longest time to build because we were catching back up with our expansion. We could commit to the palace route, and palaces would help a lot, especially in some of our less loyal locations, because they bring, I believe, let me see here. Nope, don't do that. Palaces bring provincial loyalty plus 0.10, or rather point plus 10, rather. No, plus 0.10. What am I talking about? So, also the dip range could be good or bad. Probably good, though. Diplomatic reputation would speed up our Ugarit integration a little bit. It's already started to speed up a little bit, too. City building slots is only really good in Dammâseq itself. I have a couple cities that are at 3 out of 3, but we're getting more and more as population grows, so could be good. 2 more routes in Dammâseq. I don't think we need necessarily at the minute. Tolling stations are okay. We could go for the new governments now, and we do have access to enough territory for this to happen if we wanted to do it. I don't know if we really want to switch it yet, though. I feel like we're not quite at the pivotal moment where that's called for. Reducing manpower, but increasing monthly food modifier. This would also help with Yabrudu, but I'm already working on a plan to help with Yabrudu, and only Yabrudu has food problems, so losing the manpower nationwide would be irritating. But we'll eventually have to get this stuff, so it's because planned economy is extremely good. So much so that I wonder if we should even perhaps go 2 and then 3 to get the monthly PI. That seems kind of crazy. National tax income minus 20% is a huge malus, but the PI bonus is so strong. Holy crap. Law code could be good as well for more provincial loyalty. That being said, building palaces gives us this much loyalty and more, and then other more bonuses. So let's go for palatial. Alright. More dip range, more dip rep, and we can start building palaces. Palaces are very, very expensive. Yeah, 277 gold. Let's build them strategically. They're because they also give import routes, so we can get more import routes in all of our locations. I think the first place to build a palace is oddly enough going to be... Oh, we don't have enough room, that's right. Okay. We could do a religious endowment in Yabrudu to get more room, or we could destroy one of these buildings. I think the foundry it might be fine to get rid of. That's painful, though. We just need 2 more population here, actually. So let me just move population in here. I'm not allowed to move people in because it's disloyal. That's right. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to destroy the foundry, and then I'll rebuild it once I have another slot, because the palace is more important than the foundry. Actually, I can't destroy it because it's disloyal. God, I have to just wait. Okay, let's go over and look by loyalty. Where is my loyalty the most tenuous? Obviously, Ubrudu is bad. Come On is not in great shape. Oddly enough, I don't know why they're not happier, but okay. Could build the palace in Sama. Yeah, we have like a number of nobles and whatnot, because the palace gives so many bonuses. Also, more import routes could be really good too. These are so expensive. Should I build these just for the loyalty bonus, or should I look at the bigger picture? I think I at least want to get, because this is part of my core. Actually, no, it's not. This is in Jordan Rift Valley. I at least want to get this under control. Then I don't have any more money, so we have to keep waiting. And here we come, and then down here, we're on the way over. Fortress in Duma is done. Good. And then we need to save up PI now to get the provincial fort thing. Let's see here. Let me see if this updates on the monthly tick. So 7.12. Is that the only effect? Is it like a very, very minor thing? Because I saw the Duma one go up, but it says great expense, but that might be an overstatement. Maybe we're fine. Oh, hello, Arsuna. I'm not at war with you, am I? No, I'm not. Okay. I think we can just walk right in and get to sieging at Mero. Hello, Mero. Right, I don't know where their army is, but not here is the takeaway. And Ugarit is allowed to join me. Come over, Ugarit. Come join the fun. Alright, yeah, we're gonna save up our PI. And then I think we're gonna spend our gold on palaces now. We're at that point in the campaign. Alright, so Quebec has had a bit of a glow-up. They've overtaken Manoa, finally. Yeah, their starting situation divider is extremely high. Because of their good start. Yeah, we are still number 1. Perfect. Petrofka is fighting. Oh, and then Petra. Okay. 13th, or rather 31st of December, and then we'll start the road construction over to here. Goes like that. That looks fine to me. We'll probably end up doing, because given that Rakat, which was a city before, but I moved it over to Yordana, I'll probably rebuild the city at Rakat once this area is a bit more of my core. At the minute, I don't really want multiple cities in non-core areas, just for the sake of simplicity. But I'll eventually rebuild the city at Rakat. I'll probably have a road go north, and then up to Rakat. And then I guess I could like loop around, so we'll have like kind of a loop over here. So that looks fine to me. Also monthly tick. 1st of January, 870. Good stuff. We are now, I believe, let's see, so 785. So we are actually 85 years, I believe, into this campaign. Yeah, because 885 is the centennial. Yeah, things are going pretty well, I think, so far. I think we just go for a shower once again. Yeah, nothing else better. We could start going for Bull at some point to get a ton of money from commerce, but I think having Dammâseq people is so good. Because honestly, the big knock-on thing with focusing so much on assimilation is population happiness. Because proper culture people are so much happier than anyone that's not of your integrated culture. So there really is, like, because happiness affects everything. It affects, output, it affects all this other stuff. So I think that's fine. Okay, so let me look by this. No one else is ready to ascend to Borderlands quite yet, but they're getting close. Rakat, incidentally, has 100%. Actually, what am I looking at? Rakat is 100%. Why did I say that? What am I talking about? I just had to look at aggressive brain fog moment. I don't know what I was saying there, but Rakat is 100% religion, but everyone else has that too, more or less. I think I mistook that and thought that they had 100% integrated, which is not the case. I don't know why that would be the case. Whatever the case there. Let's ignore that weird moment there. Your broody is climbing back up. Very good. Okay. I like the headcanon, by the way, that in a place like Yabrudu, what we're doing is we're desperately like punishing people until they're compliant, just enough so that we can then say, let's build a palace here. That's basically what we're doing. We're like, I won't stop whipping you until you agree to build a palace. Oh man, that's great. Alright. Twisting the knife. Daniel, for reasons known only to himself, has begun to view Hanno Milkermid a family head with jealousy and distrust. Why? Why do you keep rivaling family heads? Stop it. Fortunately, this guy's really old, so I think we're probably okay, but you've got to cut this out, my dude. This is like a family tradition in the Aberrid family. Rival the least, like, good characters to rival. Also, Bat Noam died of dysentery, and I didn't notice, so that is a bummer. Whoops. I forgot to give her a spouse, but I guess it didn't matter because she died. Well, that's too bad. Now, my son, speaking of spouses, with his spouse, he's got a son, Ahiram Aberrid, 3313, and then another son. Oh no, that's a daughter, Mutunbal Aberrid. We don't know her traits yet because she has 0000, so that's fine. Keep at it. I know we got some more slaves. I'm going to wait another 5-year period before we move slaves around, just so we're not doing it too often. And because I happen to not right now want to do it. So, how's the siege going? I haven't even been watching the siege up here, but we're making good progress, even with Abdashtart's kind of bad marshal. So with these guys here, we're more than fine. If they made me the war leader, what kind of peace deals can I do? I guess I could just... I should probably return this to Ugarit, right? Yeah, I think I'll give this to Ugarit once I get it back. I guess one thing I could do is not return it to Ugarit, and then... Hopefully, because Ugarit can't declare wars. Like, this is a war Ugarit's in because it was a rebellion. I kind of don't want to enter the Mucus region when I integrate Ugarit if I can avoid it. So, I might honestly release these guys or make them a client state. That might be the better option. Because no one in the universe will attack this guy if they're my client state. And I think the client state arrangement protects them. Like, I promised to protect them. Or, tributary, I mean, not client state. Yeah, client state isn't what I want tributary, not client state. Because I don't want it to be taking up one of my relationship slots. I guess we'll see what ends up happening once I take the capital, so we'll let that continue. It's just so much tyranny. There's so much. It is really mostly from destroying cities. The preeminent Sili Dagan Mashid. Some say that throughout Aram there is one constant. The deeds and character of Sili Dagan and Mashid precede him, from the villas of the capital to the shabbiest border town. Sili Dagan has risen to great prominence and position as a public servant and aristocrat, and through his legendary private soirees has the ear of everyone worth knowing in Dammâseq. Alright, I'm just not gonna do that event. I'll take some popularity hit, that's fine. Alright, good stuff so far. So we've now handily beaten two nations that at one point were considered like a large and threatening nation, those being Tyr and Ebla. Jaffa is next, surely. Alright, roads are done. Good. Once this becomes a city, I'll also build the fort down here. Okay, now, while my army's in the area, it's worth considering, do I go to war with Samaria? They are fighting a ton of people, but they're also teamed up with a ton of people, so this would be a little complicated. Including Jaffa, I didn't notice that, so I don't really want to go to war without my entire army present if Jaffa's in the picture. Although Jaffa has to come from the south. They have a section over here. Actually, this might be kind of good, though, because what this means is I could actually get... So, who joins this war? So, Jaffa and Dor... I don't care about Dor. Dor is in like the Canaan region. Jaffa joins this war, and Jaffa does own territory that I want. I could get the, what's this province called? The Mahanaim, the rest of Mahanaim. I control the northern part up here. Could finally get that. And then over here, Rabat Ammon, they wouldn't join. They're fighting these guys already. Okay. I could actually attack Rabat Amon. I think I have a claim. I do have a claim on them. Dibon joins in, but I'm not too concerned about these guys. This is all... Okay, this war with Moab is to... It's Moab fighting Dibon, but then the war with Samaria and Dor is to take Rabat Amon. But they haven't done it yet. What I could do is go to war with Rabat Amon kind of unexpectedly and like rush down with just my Herman levy. I guess I could raise... You know what, honestly, let me do this actually. Yeah. This might be a good opportunity to snipe this territory. Yeah, and also, because I don't care about going further south into, like, Dibon and whatnot. That's not the region I want to go into. So, while our army is raised, why don't we just do this? Let's come over here. Yeah, so let's do this war first, and then we'll do the Samaria war, and then we'll have the Jordan Rift Valley under our control. All just like that. We'll raise the other levy down here just to help out, but I don't think we need to, necessarily. Yeah, let's go for it. After spending so many episodes talking about the Jordan Rift Valley conquests, I think I'll just do them all, you know, right now. Marshal Advancer, he probably died of old age. This guy is pretty young. He's younger, on the younger side. Really good character, 10-9. Why can't my son have these stats? Super corrupt, though. That's fine, though. It's just to be an advancer. Or, like a... What do you call it? A researcher. Alright, up here... This should be done pretty soon. My king's not up here, so I can't do any sacking. That's fine. Alright. So much faster with the road. It doesn't necessarily feel super fast, but it is faster than before the road. That's a sure thing. Actually, wait, let's do it the other way. In fact, I could be extremely cheeky and road my way down to the border and then go to war. That would be the world's most telegraph attack in the universe. Like, hey, I'm just going to build a road to your border. Don't mind me. I guess I don't know exactly where my, like, cities will be quite yet. Probably Rabat Amon will stay the city, because this is a terrible province. I guess Hezbon's okay, but Rabat Amon is on the river. I don't really like taking over already super built-up cities like this, because they're just so hard to deal with, but this is the best location in the entire region. So, I could also colonize Halabat. Yeah, let me actually just do this now. Hey. This way, when I do the war, it hopefully moves the capital to Rabat Amon. I'm going to try to outsmart the AI here. Alright. Let me come on down. I'm actually enter from Halabat, although it is Desert Hills, so actually it would probably be slower. Actually, these are all Desert Hills, so I have to enter from Desert Hills anyways. Alright, meanwhile up here, this looks like it's about to be finished. I guess we'll see what happens. Bountiful Harvest. 3 stability probably is better, but I kind of want the money to build more palaces. So, this is a very ancient age type moment here. I could become more stable, or I could build palaces. Yeah, we're pretty high stability. We've been running over 50 stability for most of the campaign so far, so we're doing pretty good. Okay, palatially speaking, that's a great... I love saying that. Palatially speaking. Your Brudu isn't ready yet. Come on, we're working on Amatu we could build in. I think Amatu is actually pretty under control. So let me actually build a palace for its other benefits, namely its like economic benefits. Let me actually build a palace in Salkad. Actually, between Salkad and Rauda. Salkad's a bit more valuable because of its research it generates. Although we need to make room for it is the problem. Yeah, we're going to come across that issue a lot, I think. The training camp's worth a lot, though. I don't really want to get rid of the training camp. It's a lot of freemen we'd be losing out the value of. Let's see. How much population do we need for another slot? Maybe 30? Let me try moving 2 slaves in here just to see if I need 30. every 25 pops. So we're already getting the one from... Where are we? Well, we were over 25 anyways, so I think we have to keep waiting. Hold on. One building, one for every 25. Yeah, okay, so it is one from the 25, because it's one default, plus one, and then plus two from city and urbanization. Okay. That answers that question. Nijron is another good candidate. Some research. Let me look at the research amounts they're producing. Yeah, I think Rauda is probably our best bet, honestly. And there was actually room here from the holy site. That's right. There's room for 2 buildings, so I should probably build a scribe school as well. That's worth a lot of research. But let me get the palace going. And I guess I'll also get the scribe school planned out. There we go. Always good to spend a bunch of money right before you go to war. Love that. Alright, we're waiting around for the siege sticks up here, but we're very safe, so I'm not too worried about that. Not as outrageous when we're not really in any danger. Right, down we come. 28th of August is the magic date. Yeah, Rabat Mon is completely preoccupied. They're not going to expect this at all. Alright. Everyone joins me, that's fine. Let's go for it. In we come. Rabat Amon is very fortified, but all I need is just Rabat Amon. I don't need anything else in this war, and I should be able to get what I want. Alright. Here we come. Yeah, so I think I'll keep Rabat Amon. And then, given that in mind, up here in Mahanaim, Sukkot is a pretty good location. It's farmland on the river. There's also, yeah, this is all like mountain valley and stuff, so this isn't great to keep. So I think I will plan for Sukkot to be a permanent city with that in mind. Although then there's Jordan, so let's not forget about Jordan, or Jericho. So in Jordan, so Yardena, Sukkot, probably Shadmont is, I guess, Mao's Haim or Shadmont are probably the best spots, honestly, over here. Shadmont's also the right distance from my likely city over here, Samaria, because there's no other good tiles around here. So I think Shadmont is going to be the city in Jordan, which it's a little close to both Yardena and Sukkot, but around here, with the terrain laid out the way it is, we can't really avoid that. And eventually we'll have multiple cities anyways, so this thing about keeping cities exactly one ring of fort coverage away from each other is an extreme OCD thing that doesn't really matter in the long term. It's just in the short term it makes me feel better, but in the long term it's totally fine. So Shadmont, then we can road down like this to Sukkot, and then from Sukkot, I don't really want to go through mountain valleys because this is very slow. And this is all mountain valley here. I think we rode around the south like this, so we probably plan to have, Sittim is one ring away from Rabat Amon, which is great. And it's the right distance. Okay, yeah, so Sittim becomes our capital down here. Okay, that settles that. So we'll build a road out towards Sittim eventually. And then we'll probably want to create a big loop, possibly going through this way. Desert Hills are slow for sure. I guess we'll see. Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves here a little bit, so let's wait for Conquest before we actually start planning out everything. But we're building our Jordan Rift Valley core bit by bit. Still pretty healthy, so I don't know if I really want the 10 corruption. That being said, I could go I am paying for anti-corruption measures right now. So I think it might actually be okay. Or I could check and see how much corruption I have in total at the minute. That isn't... So this is set in place. This is dynamic. And that's Daniel's personal corruption right now. This is set in place. This is set in place. So we actually don't... We only have some corruption on Daniel. That's actually all we have at the minute in terms of corruption that we can lower. So I think what we do is we say slap on the wrist, and then we actually change our law. That saves us like 4 gold or something per month. That's a lot. So that sounds fine to me. I want these guys to finish up here, please. Also, what is going on over here? Giant war between Arsuna and Ursu. I've got wars on both ends of my nation at the minute. Siege of Moreau was done exactly, or not exactly, but just under a year up here, even with all of our siege bonuses. Great. Alright, you guys, I guess, just in case, head on down. I don't know why I said it like that. Just come down to Dammâseq, and then we'll use you if we need you, otherwise we'll just disband you after the war. We can't disband them when we're not at peace. And then once this all transfers over, I'll give this all to... Actually, I'll just release these guys, yeah. Or rather, what I'll do is I'll make them a tributary. So I protect them. No one in their right mind will attack Mouth of the Orontes, which is the name of this nation, if I'm protecting them. They pay me a little bit of money, limited diplomacy, but this is better than this one, because, let's see here. This one takes up a slot. Yeah, one diplomatic slot. I don't have infinite diplomatic slots, so let's make them a tributary. This also, because not that Ugarit can declare war on anybody, but this locks up this territory and puts it kind of in my sphere of influence for now. So I think this is actually, weirdly enough, this civil war from Ugarit was actually kind of convenient, because this kicks Ugarit out of this region that I don't really want to integrate into when I integrate them. And it gives me a new tributary, and it's controlling the territory for me, but not through my Ugarit relationship. So let's go for this. Complete victory, 1,000 points. And then just making sure, yeah, we're not losing out any territory in the Ugarit region. Alright, the Ugaritic local power of Mouth of the Orontes accepts their generous peace offer. They have kind of a Irkata-style flag, which is interesting, but whatever. It's just a coincidence. And then, I think we save our PI for now. We could assault Rabat-Aman. I think I might do that, honestly. Although, no, it's a level 2 fort. Well, 42 assault power with all of our forces here. Or with most of our forces here. I don't know where these guys are, but they're not here at the minute. Let me just keep waiting. We'll win eventually. There's no need to, well, I guess we could go for it. This would be quite a daring assault, but this could be kind of a fun little way to end off this war quick. Because I think Rabat-Aman would agree to give me this territory if I controlled their fort. I think. I hope so. I guess I don't know for sure. It would be a full tag wipe, so they might be hesitant even if I control everything. So, in light of that, I think we just play it safe and siege it down manually. We could wait for the Kadesh levy to come join in, but this is going to take these guys a year or something to travel down this direction. One advantage of eventually having a coastline is that we can use boats for much, much faster travel than even on the roads. But the roads are helping a lot, to be sure. This force here is unmovable by anybody, so we can just stand here and siege this with no, like, risk at all, so I think we just go for that. How's the city coming along? We are 1 month away, actually, exactly. Or almost exactly. And then, who lives here again? Is it Tyrians? Megadoy. Let me see if I can set up a colony yet. No, not. That's too bad. Alright. After so many episodes of just building roads, we're finally back to our warlike ways. Love that for myself. Yeah, these guys are getting obliterated by those guys. Coming of the city of Nahalul. These are the best of times. They're producing earthenware. Alright. Here they are. I was getting lost. Okay. Let's fortify this. That's a big priority. And then we can't even lower these other revoke these. Are there? Oh my gosh! I didn't even realize there's a city here as well. This place has 5 cities. Holy crap! Yeah, these are all places we need to revoke from eventually. Oh well, we'll worry about that when we get to it. Yeah, I think we'll probably build a road like this. Another road through the desert. Or near the desert. I guess it's not necessarily through the desert, but it sort of is through the desert. Alright, let's see if we win a 7% siege tick. That would be an auspicious end to this war. Nope. Defender's Desert is a good roll, though, so I'm not going to complain too much about that. Alright, these guys are hoofing it over here. 21%, let's see it. Also, we're over 1,000 Dammâseq now. That's pretty good. The fact that I can say that so nonchalantly is a great sign for the campaign. Alright, how far can they go? They could sneak around through the non-fort coverage, but... Ashera Abrid inspires the army. Morale was beginning to waver at the camp when Ashera Abrid stood up before the assembled soldiers and gave an inspirational speech. She convinced all who were present that the odds of battle were on their side, using her extensive knowledge of military tactics. When the soldiers marched the next day, they did so with the confidence that victory was assured. Great, that's a nice bonus to get. Not super handy, but better than not having it. Siege is 1. I guess let's try and go and sack this. I will tell this other guy to stay put for just a sec. Go and sack his one, if we're able to before it transfers over. I don't think we will, but perhaps we can. Well, we can actually, okay. Once we sack this, I will go ahead and, I gotta siege down Sulcod. I will do the deal once we sack this. I just want a little bit more money. Oh, we didn't manage to sack it. That's too bad. Alright. They won't take this deal. They almost will take this deal, though, so this is certainly feasible. Even after a few monthly ticks, we're gonna get them to agree to this deal, so I think what we do is start working on... I guess we could assault Nebo, but I think I might actually just chain my wars together and go to war with Samaria right after this war, and just finish getting... and also Jaffa too, but finish getting control of the region in one big go. This would actually be a bit more complicated, though, because they do still call in a lot of people. I think between episodes I'll look at and see. But I mean, I'll finish this war first before I declare war anyways, so let's come down and get to work. Actually, let's come and get that first, and then we'll see if we can piece them out from there. After a few monthly ticks, they're probably going to change their tune. Palace and Rauda is done. And then I forgot to do this earlier, but there's now trade routes in some of these places, which I need to set up. I think I should do that. Let me actually do that at the start of next episode, once I have time to look at it between episodes, because I want to finish this war in this episode if I can. Also, yep. We might be able to finish the war from this, but if not, that's fine. They will take this deal now. Okay. Anything we need to do differently? No, I think this is perfect. Alright, Rabat Aman to Aram. So for the first time ever, I'm not going to imprison these people, because I don't want to gain more tyranny. I'm going to go ahead and banish those of class for reduced culture happiness effect. Alright. Good stuff. And then my guys are arriving in the area now. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll take a look at this at the start of the next episode, and between episodes, figure out the trade arrangements for all the places that have trade routes now, thanks to palaces, or trade routes from population, because I saw a couple that I hadn't noticed earlier, so we'll take a look at that. But whatever the case, that's going to be it for this episode of the Dammâseq Campaign. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.